So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my childbirth experience or birthing experience in Canada. And I'm going to be covering up like the process, my experience, as well as the cost. Yeah, hopefully this video kind of breaks it down to the best of my ability. I do have my receipt here. So if you are interested, then stick around and keep on watching. So, like I said, welcome back. My name is Kelechi Mbemana, and I'm going to be talking about my birthing experience, like I said in the intro of this video. Now, I gave birth in 2023, and it was an amazing experience. And first things first, where do I even begin? Let me start off from the beginning stage. Now, I used a midwife, and I'm going to kind of touch on why and, in my own opinion, the benefits of it. But prior to that, I had to kind of apply to the midwife clinics. This option was kind of easy for me because this was my second child, and with my first child casting, I did use a midwife. That experience was new to me, but once I experienced using a midwife, it was, I don't know how to explain it, but it was something so beautiful because the experience you get is very personalized. I don't know if you guys have used a midwife before. If you're a midwife, I just want to say, like, you guys are amazing. It felt like I was giving birth with someone that loved me and that really cared about me and was with me throughout the experience from the beginning to the end and then afterwards. So it's really personalized. It's really, I don't know how to explain it to you, but it's not like they're just coming in, give birth, oh bye, and all that. It's like they are with you from before you even, like when you're pregnant, while you're in the labor room, and after, weeks after, and it's so beautiful. So for the second baby, I kind of knew that was kind of what I wanted, right? So I had to register with some midwife clinics in the area that I was going to be staying at in Canada. And I did stay in Ontario province. I applied to a couple of midwife clinics, and I think I applied to about 4. I got into 2. I had to pick the one that was closest to where I was staying. You know, you do want the convenience of proximity, and especially if you're someone who has like a quick labor, someone who might be prone to complications, or just someone who likes convenience, basically. Canada was a choice for obvious reasons based on security, safety. That was an option. That was the option for us. So prior to my labor, I did have some visits with the midwife. So we kind of created that relationship, that bond, kind of got to know me, got to know my medical history, got to know my previous labor and delivery experience with my first child. So it was kind of creating like a database, information, you know, of who I am and of my own experience, as well as my preferences and all of that. And the cool thing I found was all the expenses incurred and the services rendered were taken care of by the province, right? And I found that that was amazing because I literally did not spend $1 for the midwife services, and the services were amazing. Now I'm going to touch on the costs of my delivery later on, but I just wanted to take you guys through the process. Now, I did run some labs, some tests at the initial stage to kind of also create my own portfolio, my own database. That way, in case of emergencies, in case of my delivery, they kind of know my blood group, you know, what my heart rate was like, my BP, the baby's information, the baby's heart rate, like basically my own database, right? You know, so I remember we kind of worked through my birthing plan at the initial stage. So they gave me the option of either giving birth at home or in the hospital. And the difference is, if you're giving birth at home with a midwife service, you are literally not going to pay anything, right? And that option was enticing to me, but based on, I don't know, like I just wanted that 100% security, right? And I opted for giving birth at the hospital. Now, I don't know, I feel like for my third child, I would like to experience like home delivery, maybe water birth and all of that. But I gave birth in a hospital because I just wanted that security and that safety. Now, mind you, they did let me know that if I were to be giving birth at home, they would have everything they need, which they do, to give birth at home. And in case of emergency, like calling the ambulance is like like 1 minute away, so that was not even going to be something to worry or think about. So yeah, it depends on you and what you're comfortable with. For me, I think at that time I was comfortable with giving birth in the hospital. But now that I've been through it and I've kind of seen, like, I've experienced the same process twice, I didn't have complications with my first child, neither did I have complications with my second child. My birthing experience was literally smooth, although it was painful. Yeah. So let's move on to labor and delivery. Now, during my labor, I didn't use epidural, so that wasn't factored into my cost. I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to like share with you guys that wasn't factored into my cost. I didn't use epidural. I did use gas. I'm not even sure if that worked, but I didn't use any pain relief medications because, I don't know, for some weird reasons, my first birth, I didn't use medication. I didn't use any epidural. I did it I did it epidural free and all natural. And for some weird reasons, the first one was a lot easier compared to the second one. And I felt like I had so much control over my first birthing experience because I was in such a positive mode. I was in total control of the experience of the birthing process. And I'm gonna tell you something, right? The way the brain works is so beautiful. The brain controls pain. So if you're able to control your mind and what you think, you're also going to be able to control how you feel and how you react to what you're feeling. So that was something I got to really understand with like natural birthing. And my first birthing experience, I did a lot of research. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I kind of knew that this was what I needed to do in order to ease the pain naturally. So if you're able to distract your brain, confuse your brain, relieve your brain while you're in pain, it's such a powerful thing to do. But that was something that I had to practice. And I felt like I mastered this the first time, right? So I mastered all that hypnobirthing, psyching myself, and it worked because I was in such a positive space. And I was able to control my breathing, control my mind, control the pain that I was feeling. And let me tell you, there is no need forming hard guy, hard girl. Like when you pass that 7 centimeters dilation, it goes from here to the sky. Like the pain is, I don't want to say unbearable because you can't bear it, or it is so intense that you start regretting all your life decisions. Now the second one, I thought I was in control, but halfway through it, I kind of lost the control, and it felt like as I lost the control, the pain came in double fold. I can't even explain it, but it was more intense compared to the first one. So that was something that I wanted to kind of point out. So I used the gas, and it didn't help me. It didn't help me. I didn't use any pain relief. They wanted to run a bath for me. I didn't want that because I was just irritated. I just wanted the baby to come out. I was in so much pain, and I didn't use epidural. Now, for my third child, will I use epidural? Definitely, most likely, yes. I'm not forming hard guy again. I don't think I want to go through that stress again. Yeah, so I will leave the link to my second birthing experience right here, right? Because in that video, I was very detailed with everything that I kind of went through and the process and all of that. So when I started having my contractions and they started coming in like every 5 minutes, I called my midwife and we kind of met up at the hospital. Now they handled all the paperwork, all the details with the hospital because they kind of work in synergy, right? They handled they kind of transferred my information to the hospital. So all I had to do was literally walk in. I met up with the midwife and then they took me into my room. So I didn't have to do any paperwork, which was amazing, by the way. I'm just kind of thinking about it. So I just went in like 2-3 minutes, went into the room, and the room was big, was huge, loved it, but I didn't use it to the best because I was in and out. So I spent about 3 hours in the hospital, because the way it works is there's basically a flat fee for a room, and you pay that flat fee every single day you are in the hospital. And I think for the hospital that I used, it was about 2,500. I'm going to go through this again just to be sure, but I think it was about 2,500 Canadian or thereabouts per day. And so that meant that if I was going to stay 3 days, that would be 2,500 plus 2,500 plus 2,500. That's excluding other expenses or other lab tests or other procedures that I might have needed to go through. So it's just like you're paying for a hotel room, right? So that is going to be the flat fee for the room. If you need like an anesthesiologist, you pay for that. You still pay for the epidural separately. If you need to do some tests, you pay for that. Medications, you pay for that. So it's just going to be layering up one by one. If you need something else, a C-section or something, you have to also include that. So it's like everything is kind of broken down into bits by bits. So I'm kind of like aware of the process. So I also limited my own expenses, because I know that when it comes to giving birth, based on previous experience, like I don't have complications. I can be in and out in 3 hours and I'm back to normal, just going through pains. There's literally no need for me to spend another day doing nothing in a hospital while I could be at home saving myself some coins, and I'm perfectly okay, I'm perfectly fine. So it's left for you to decide what your options were like. So I want to say I spent 1 day at the hospital, but technically I spent like 3 hours at the hospital. I also want you guys to also take note of that as well. So I think that's basically everything that I kind of wanted to touch on, but I feel like I'm missing something. So maybe I'll do another video and be more specific on how I answer and the questions that I answer, so that if you guys have like any questions, feel free to ask me down in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer it. I want to kind of go through the cost. So for this, I'm going to share with you guys the total bill of how much it cost me. Do bear in mind that I was a out-of-country patient. That way you kind of take note of the expenses. So my total bill was 6,815 Canadian dollars, and this was inclusive of myself and my baby girl. So expenses incurred, let me break it down. Let's break it down. The labor room delivery was $1,117.50. Daily room rate for the word, that's the mother, the daily room rate for me was 3,000, actually, not even 2,500. So for every single day that I would have stayed at the hospital, I would have had to pay 3,000 Canadian dollars. And also the daily room rate for my newborn was $2,605. In summary, for myself and my daughter, I'm seeing around 5,500, right? That's just for staying in the room. So if I had stayed there for 2 nights, I would have had to pay 11,000. If I had stayed there for 3 nights, I would have had to pay 16,500. Does that make sense? There's a separate charge for labor room delivery, and the only charges my baby incurred was newborn ward charges, and that was 2,605. Now for me, I had to do labor and delivery fee, but that was 1,187. Complete blood count was $7.96. Blood group ABO $16, antibody screening $16. My room charges was 2,418. Now I also do want to point out that your charges would be subject based on your own experience, right? Based on the province you're in, the city you're in, the hospital you're in, based on, you know, your own conditions. If you have to take medications, if you have to do more blood work, if you have to stay for multiple days and all that. I also want you guys to take note of that. And also, if you are a permanent resident or a citizen, your own charges would be different. But that was something I wanted to kind of touch on. So disclaimer, this is my own personal experience based on my status and my experience. So I wanted you guys to take notes of that. I'm trying to see if there's something else that I'm forgetting, but that's basically it. I definitely would I use a midwife for my next birth? 100% yes. Yes. I can't even explain how it is, or like I can't explain the experience, but it is so beautiful and it is so personalized, and they genuinely care about you. If you guys have watched my videos, my birthing experience for both my kids, because I do have it on this channel for memory purpose and for educational purpose, you can feel free to watch it. I try to be as educative, informative, and transparent as possible. You could also see how the midwives were during the process and how calming they were and how beautiful they were. And they've been through the experience multiple times, so they know how to be calm, and they know that you are the focus and they are not the focus. So whatever rage you're going through, whatever pain you're going through, they know to be calm and to also try to calm you down. And not everyone has that patience. Most people kind of like, you know, open your legs, let's do this fast, we're done, bye, you know, see you tomorrow. But it was more loving and caring, and I definitely enjoyed it. So I would definitely recommend, because that's what I'm going to do for my third one and my fourth one, if I'm going to have a third and fourth one. I spoke about everything I wanted to talk about, but like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me down in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to do another video to answer those kind of questions for anyone who is pregnant and who is about to go through labor process, or who is kind of inquiring about what giving birth in Canada was like. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. If you are watching this and you are pregnant, you are expecting, congratulations first of all. Why didn't I even start this video with that? Congratulations, you are on your way to something so beautiful that words, expression cannot explain, you know. At the same time, this is going to be one of the biggest challenges of your life. But I want you to know that you are 1,000,000% equipped for every single thing, every single pain, every single contraction, the labor, every single baby cry, every single baby moaning, every single thing afterwards. You are 100%, 1,000,001% equipped for it. I wish you so much grace, courage, strength, and love. And that's the best thing I can say right now. So enjoy this new journey that you are on, and I wish you nothing but the best. Healthy baby, beautiful delivery experience, and more. So like I said, if you have more questions, let me know down in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. Till then, make sure you guys stay blessed and you stay fabulous. Bye guys.